Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raissa Putri Ardani, and I will be presenting a review text about digital natives. It is from UNESCO Institute for Information Technologies in Education. So the presentation is assignment for midterm test in basic reading skills class. So digital natives, what are they? Who are they? How do they learn? And how to teach them? The general text is hortatory exposition. Social function of hortatory exposition is to persuade the reader or listener that something should or should not be the case. At first, I thought that this text is analytical exposition, but after struggling to find the evidence for these structures and language features, I read more and I figured that this text is hortatory instead of analytical exposition. So what are the difference between hortatory and analytical exposition? The difference between hortatory and analytical exposition is that in analytical exposition, reiteration is used to give emphasis on the writer's opinion by restating point of view, while in hortatory exposition, recommendation is used to give advice or such a suggestion to the readers to make a choice by considering the presented arguments. In the next couple of slides, there are the recommendations that I think matches the hortatory exposition structures, and that's why in my opinion, this text is hortatory exposition. So the generic structure. First, thesis, announcement of issue of concern. In the very first beginning part of the article or the text, there is some sort of abstract which says information and communication technologies or ICTs have changed our societies. Not only they provided us with new techniques and tools, they are also changing many core concepts and values. The relationship people have with technology is changing, and new social behaviors are appearing. We collaborate with peers in new ways. We network with others. Knowledge is changing. Access to and acquisition of knowledge are changing. The ways in which we work with others are changing. In this digital society, a new generation has emerged, the digital natives. Who are they? How different they are? How do they learn? How can one teach them? Such questions are now raised for all education systems. The next one is arguments, reasons for concern leading to recommendation. The arguments in this text says digital societies lead to information societies and knowledge societies. Keep in mind and take into account the human stakes of a knowledge society and develop the human aspects of digital societies. In order to design teaching and learning strategies for digital natives, we must identify not only their digital characteristics, but also their social, economical, and human characteristics. Digital natives are involved in networks, collaborative working, and collective intelligence. Teaching and learning strategies must take into account such concepts. Networks should be introduced in schools and schools should be networked. And for the recommendation or statement of what ought or ought not to happen, in this text is digital natives must be taught in a different way. Design and experiment new pedagogical strategies for digital natives, bridging the increasing gap between technology and pedagogy, involve digital students in the design of appropriate teaching strategies. Identify the political stakes for digital natives in a knowledge society. What political vision must be developed for a knowledge society and for digital native citizens? What values should be developed in such a society? And for the significant lexicogrammatical features, first there is focus on generic human and non-human participants, except for the speaker or writer referring to self. So the first one is this information processing or informatics has developed with computers. Information is digitalized, which means expressed through a series of 0 and 1, and then processed. The basic component of a processor refers to a generic human and non-human participant. It refers to non-human participants being a transistor, and digital natives refer for generic human, and teachers also is the same way. And the second is use of mental processes to state what writer thinks or feels about the issue. The generation before digital natives cannot fully understand them or share their values and face difficulties when communicating with them, collaborating with them, and of course educating them. If we focus on technology, if we speak of the digital society. If we focus on information, we speak of an information society. But if we want to stress the human side of society, we must focus on knowledge and human communication. And in that case, we speak of a knowledge society. There's also material processes, or to state what happened. Information has become a valuable economic good that one can buy, store, and sell. Communication has become an economical challenge. Digital communication is so easy that it is now accessible to almost everyone. In the digital society, some core concepts, tools, and competences have developed. The citizen of the digital society needs to master these concepts, tools, and competences, and must be aware of their stakes and consequences. There is also relational processes to state what is or should be. The relationship between digital native children and their parents is not easy, since conflicts arise from their different approaches, values, competences, and languages. Collective intelligence is not simply the addition of individual intelligence in the group. Instead, it includes a kind of added value, a form of intelligence that cannot be reached at the individual level. And there's also the sentence that is used in this text is simple present tense. For the example and evidence are these. The relationship people have with technology is changing and new social behaviors are appearing. Accessing new knowledge, networking, and developing collective intelligence seems to be three main aspects of the way digital natives behave. Currently, some research on digital natives is being produced. As for the challenge and benefits from these texts, in my opinion, the challenge are there are some parts that I struggle to identify on which part and what type of text, what part text they are for the structure. And for the benefit, I think the text is very informative for us to read, and the topic is very relevant to our life nowadays. And also think that it is relatable, and most of us can relate to what the topic is about. And for the critics for the text, I think overall it's a good text that is quite complete and thorough, and there is enough definition and explanation. And it is also quite easy to read because I think there are not many difficult vocabularies. Although in my opinion, there are some part that I think there is just too much elaboration for the general things that are common and readers are supposed to already know. So I think some of them are unnecessary. That's all from my presentation. I apologize if there were any mistakes and misspelling or mispronunciation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching.